Okay, part number 5. So we'll do one last exercise where we kind of define a new trail, this time in the Venkateswara National Reserve Forest. So let us take, we are looking at the satellite view here. We can clearly see this white patch. This is a stream. Most of the times, I mean, when the stream exits the mountains and actually comes into the plains, unless there have been recent rains, those streams will be completely dry. You have to, I mean, remember that once the stream becomes flat, there is less likelihood to see water there, because typically the riverbed of the streams will all be these round boulders, right? And typically the water will be flowing under the ground. Will be like 1 or 2 meters under the boulders. The water will be flowing. There is also like a lot of sun here, so a lot of evaporation. Only when you get into the mountains and when the river becomes a bit steeper, and when the rocks become a bit more solid, instead of boulders you will have like big solid rock, then actually the water is forced to come on the surface, and that's actually where you're likely to find, I mean, drinkable water. So you can clearly see that even in the photographic view we would be easily able to identify the stream, right? But again, I want to do the exercise. Let's go to the terrain view, right? And you can see, let us first identify the major lines of the stream. Again, you can, I mean, I'm just gonna trace it here. I hope all of you guys are with me now a little bit, and girls. So I'm just getting inside as deep as possible without going up on either side, right? So I'm definitely in a valley here. Here you can see some very weird structures. You can see a deep pit here. This is actually a hole, somewhere very low area here also. And here again we're going a little bit up, right? We're going a little bit. So this is 400 meter here. So here we're getting down to 380. Here we're cutting deeper inside towards 300. From the same 380 we are going cutting deeper inside towards 300 meter line. So here you see some weird structure. This typically will, in the field you will see that this is typically some very heavy waterfall, some like typically narrow gorge that will like steeply drop water 100-200 meters below. So this anything weird on the topo map is like a little bit of a disturbance. So here we can see, here again you see a little bit of a deep patch which can be a waterfall, and here you can see that you're still in the valley, but both on the left side and the right side of the valley it's not at all steep. You can easily walk up left and right, and you will still walk up till the highest point here, which is 620 meter. Here also you're walking up. It keeps going up. See, it's like a very big mountain, up till 780 meters here. But no big deal, right? It's pretty much white. The lines are wide away from each other, so you can easily get up. So let us remain in the stream here. I'm getting in the stream. So here the stream becomes very wide. This will be a big valley. Still I'm proceeding up. I'm going following the stream. So I think, sorry, I'm gonna go this way. You have several side streams. You have a stream coming here, you have a stream coming there, you'll have a stream coming there. But we can just follow one branch. This is our Venkateswara V4, which we did December 2008. Beautiful stream actually, fantastic. So and here you can see you have actually reached the beginning of the stream. Here you have a steep drop. Here we are completely stuck. It was like 100 meter drop. Here also a bit steep, but here we are able to get inside. So here you're a little bit at the end of the stream. From here the water will slowly come, flow to this point and get in. So now let's fine-tune this line a little bit. So the purpose of all these lines and all these reference points, these peaks and ridges and valleys, is that we will export this from Google Maps and we will download this into GPS, because these are essential reference points for us when we are trekking in the field. Again, the more precise we draw these lines and these peaks and these ridges, the easier our, I mean, the more better our location, I mean, and our navigation will be in the field. So you can see that here we are pretty precise. We're just like a couple of tens of meters away. Here we had a turn in the stream. So stream will always go like left, right. It's basically hitting the mountains. It will basically hit the base of the mountain, then go right. Will be hard rock. Voila. So here we did a pretty good job, right? As you can see on the topographic view. Here you can see that black basically means shallow. So this is such a deep, narrow cut in the hills, formed by typically the mountains there. The rock will be so hard that the water can only form a narrow path through the rock. That you will typically have some very steep and impossible falls there. So you'll have to get out of the valley here, walk over the hills, and then a little bit later get in again, typically. Let's keep following the stream. So this is well, this is pretty much okay. I mean, anything within 50 meters is fine, because you will always have more to worry about than 50 meters of error in the field. So this is basically how we, I mean, whenever you see GPS on our tracks and you see those lines, this is how we make the lines. We do this because in India we don't have proper topo maps available from third-party sources. We do have them available, as you will see, but the detail is not as high and as precise as we can reach with the Google topo maps and the Google Maps. Okay, so I think this is it for streams. We have spent quite a bit of time on this, but I think it's essential. If you can do this, then I mean, you're 50% there. So let me save this, and a little bit later I will show you how you can export this. Maybe we are anyway here, so I could possibly show you how you now will extract these lines and these reference points and put it in an like an universal exchange format, a GPX file. So let me go to this thing called indeed. I mean, it would be indeed intuitive, right? You can see all these streams here to draw that, but it's not always obvious, Neha, because sometimes it will be so dense, especially around close to the stream. Hey, you have water. Water is fertility. Fertility means that you will have big trees and bushes there. Sometimes the bushes will kind of be over the stream that you can actually not see it visually anymore. So that's why you normally, you will always be able to see the streams in the topo map, but not always through the visual view. If there is too much green, or if it's like a very narrow cut, it's like that there's no sunlight inside, right? Because Google takes these pictures at a certain moment of the day. So if it's not 12 o'clock, okay, right when the sun goes vertically down, it's like 4 o'clock, you might have like that angle, and then the valley might not be visible, for example. Yeah, this is a bit of a double check indeed. Valleys are more visible. Okay, this button. So now let's see how we can expose this. I don't think I'm still recording. Overdue? Okay. So now let's export this, right? Because we want to get this in a GPS. I mean, let one thing be clear, when we'll talk about GPSs later, but you will not be able in a GPS. A GPS is something that can zoom in, zoom out. So GPS basically will work with vector maps, things that you can zoom into, zoom out to, that you can stretch, that you can redraw at several levels of detail. You cannot say copy paste this screenshot here and then download it in a GPS, unless with some of these more recent versions of Garmin they also support these bitmaps. But again, in general, bitmaps are quite, I mean, big in size and very CPU intensive to zoom in, zoom out. So GPSs typically have low-end CPUs, little memory. So you will just be able to download kind of vector maps. So there is a very interesting site called gpsvisualizer.com where you can actually convert any format to any format. So this one I'm going to use. One other thing that I'm going to use is something called GPS map, Google Map to GPX. So this website, basically, if you search on Google, you'll find a website here, and you can put a shortcut. This is a Google Chrome shortcut. So if you put a shortcut in your browser, you can actually click on this while the map is open, and then it will actually generate an KML file. A KML file is a Google Earth file, equivalent of all these lines and all these balloons that you have drawn here.